Today I'm going to show you how to make a really simple yet utterly delicious marmalade sandwich cookies. Paddington Bear would absolutely love these. It's a very simple recipe. We're going to need just a few ingredients: plain flour, unsalted butter, some icing sugar, an orange, and obviously some marmalade. We're going to need a mixing bowl. We're going to add 250 grams of softened butter. We're going to use a hand mixer to beat this until it's nice and fluffy. We're going to add 125 grams of icing sugar. Take a sieve, and we are going to sieve in about half of the icing sugar right now. The reason why we sieve in the icing sugar is because we don't want any lumps, and we want it to incorporate into the butter quite quickly and easily. So we're going to do about half of it. And now on low speed, I'm going to incorporate this bit of sugar. Now we're going to add some more of our icing sugar, and we're going to give it another mix. And now we're going to add the last bit of our icing sugar. This is why we sieve our icing sugar, because there's all these little lumps in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a spoon, and we're just going to break up and push through those last bits. Now we have all of our icing sugar in, we're going to have another little mix on low. We're going to flavor our shortbread with a little bit of orange zest to help bring out the flavors of the marmalade. And we're going to zest about half of an orange into there. And we're going to give it another mix. Okay, so now our zest is incorporated into our sugar and our butter. We're going to add in 340 grams of plain flour. So like we did with the icing sugar, we are going to sift it in, and we're going to sift it in parts. So we're going to sift about half of it in. And we're going to mix it just until the flour is combined, not overly beating, on a low speed. It's starting to come together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little scrape around the edges, and we're going to sift the rest of our flour in. I'm going to get my hands dirty, and I'm just going to bring our cookie dough together, sort of smush it into a ball. So I'm going to squish it into two little balls. We're going to take a bit of parchment paper, baking parchment paper, off about that much. And we're going to take off another bit of baking parchment paper the same size. Put half of our dough onto one and sort of press it out a little bit. And we're going to take the other bit, put it on top. We're going to take a rolling pin, and we're going to gently roll it out until it's about the thickness of a pound coin. We need to pop it into the fridge or the freezer to let this firm up. So these have been in the freezer for about 15 minutes. Peel back the parchment. I've got this cute little bread-shaped cookie cutter. I'm going to press down and cut all of them out. Now we're going to take our baking tray that we've lined with baking parchment, and we're going to carefully lift our shortbread cutouts onto this tray. Here we've got our first two trays of shortbread biscuits. Pop them into a preheated oven to about 190 degrees for about 10 minutes. So let's bake. Okay, our biscuits are out of the oven. I've let them cool for about 15 to 20 minutes until you can touch. Now comes the fun part. We're going to sandwich them together, and we're going to take one of our biscuits. This is some orange marmalade that I've heated up on the stove for a little bit, so it's a little bit warm to the touch. When we sandwich them together and they cool, it'll solid up and firm up a little bit. Just enough. Gently push it, and pop it, gently squeeze it, and there we have it. It is so adorable. These are my marmalade shortbread biscuit sandwiches. Perfect for any sort of afternoon snack, just any time you need a treat. I hope you enjoyed making these with me. I should probably try one, right? Paddington would definitely approve.